Reacting to the summons that have been issued against the Bengal officers, Trinamool MP has written to the Union Home Secretary saying that the summons that have been issued are in fact politically motivated. Let's go right across to Monideepa tracking the details of this story. Monideepa, what more can you tell us? This appears to be the next big flashpoint between the centre and the West Bengal government.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Kalyan Banerjee, he is the MP who has written this letter to the Union Home Secretary, in which he has alleged that the Union Home Secretary has summoned the Chief Secretary and the DG of the state because of political motives. And he has gone on to state, and I'm quoting the letter, political motives at the instance of your minister, who is a member of the BJP. And then he talks about how you are trying to coerce our officers, you are interfering with the federal structure, and these charges are things that have already been brought up in his own press conference yesterday. But at the end of the letter, there is a couple of last paras devoted to another flashpoint that was not known, at least till now. The letter in the last paragraph mentions that you have summoned to Delhi on central deputation 3 officers of the police, IPS officers, who were posted at Diamond Harbour during the whole incident of attack on Mr. Nadda's convoy. And they have been summoned, they have been, sought to be brought to Delhi on central deputation. Apparently, the Home Secretary's office has written to the Chief Secretary a letter last evening saying that please give your consent for central deputation of these 3 officers. If you don't, we will take them away. What Mr. Kalyan Banerjee says is that you are trying to indirectly impose emergency in the state. You are terrorizing IAS and IPS officers. Your intent seems malified. Political vendetta seems to be the motive. All 3 officers who were posted at Mr. Nadda's convoy, who were posted for Mr. Nadda's convoy, the Union Home Secretary has thought that they be taken away to Delhi on central deputation. The Chief Secretary has to give his consent or else. At least that is what Mr. Kalyan Banerjee has said. And he also told me that that will not be allowed. It's a state of indirect emergency that the centre is trying to impose on Bengal.
All right, Monideepa, this of course, like you said, is now emerging as the latest flashpoint between the centre and the state government. While the TMC MP has alleged that this is interference with the federal structure and the fact that officers have been coerced out of political, and this is an act of political vindictiveness. Stay on with us. Let's also get in a reaction from Bhaskar Ghosh. He is a leader of the BJP joining us. Mr. Ghosh, do you want to respond to the charge that's been levelled by Kalyan Banerjee?
I can't because I late. So what is the charge? Can you brief me?
So Mr. Kalyan Banerjee has said that the top officials of the West Bengal bureaucracy being summoned by the central government is an interference with the federal structure, and this is an act of political vendetta.
Now I'm quite surprised that very, very senior advocate and lawyer like Kalyan Banerjee is talking unlawful statements. The way the situation of events in Bengal is going on, that there is no security of the Red Plus, no security of our national president who is going along with the national Mahamantri as well as the national vice president. And their security is totally breached in front of the police. There you don't see any breach of the federal structure, the breach of the federal powers. And when we summon those responsible for doing this breach, and here the breach of the federal structure is as per the Constitution. Perhaps he has not read the Constitution properly the way he should read it. So the whole episode is going to be like a mockery of the entire federal structure. If the federal structure is that law and order is a state issue, and there is a severe negotiation with the law and order, then it should be called for a report by the respective head of the constitution, that is the governor, as well as the head of the administration, law and order of the country, that is the Ministry of Home.
All right. Mr. Bhaskar Ghosh, Mamata Banerjee is also live with us from Kolkata at the moment. Mamata, you have a question?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Ghosh, and this is the broader picture that we are looking at over here. I wanted to know that the Trinamool Congress yesterday has raised this allegation that Mr. JP Nadda himself, violated the needs of a Z category protectee by taking along with him allegedly 50 motorcycles in the convoy as well as 30 cars. Apparently, the police has told the government here in Bengal that if there was some disturbance during Mr. Nadda's convoy's passage, it was because of this unwieldy size of the convoy that Mr. Nadda allegedly allowed. What would you say to that?
See, this is a very, very confusing and ironic statement that whenever any of the political leader goes to his constituency or any of the political campaign, it is natural all over India that common Harikatas are there. So there is no breach of the jet security as per particular is concerned. Number two, if there is a breach of the security, why not the government state inform JP Nadda as authority, and we are not allowed, we will not allow you to go to the place. When the incident happened with the stole painting and the life-claiming attack has happened, then he is understanding that then they have raised from their sleep and they are taking the breach of the jet class. Why they have stated this on the first moment when Mr. JP Nadda went there after traveling more than 30 kilometers, all of us understood this is the breach of jet class. So this is all false. This is all cover up, and this is all